Hello, Blast6 here, and I'm joined with Equestron. And last week, Pokemon Ash's journey came to a close.
Did it though?
Well, if what was it called? Horizons doesn't work out, it probably won't. It probably won't.
Yeah.
I forgot what I just said.
Yeah. We were just talking about Ash's journey has come to a close,
For
and
now,
for now,
we'll see. And so this was a big thing a little while ago. Picking your favorites from every category, every
mm,
gen, every type, yeah, including starters, gimmick forms, legends, and all that.
mm,
So I figured this would be a fun way to reminisce about each generation up until this point, especially the
yeah,
anime.
yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, so you were watching Pokemon when Gen 1 started out, so I think you should
Yeah.
start this off while you start off with your thoughts on it while I do Gen 1.
All right. Well, when Gen 1 was going on, at the time, like I didn't really like think too much of it. I wasn't really super. I wasn't. I was just like, it looks like a goofy little show. Even at a young age, I was like, not really all that interested. But I saw the poster for the Pokemon movie coming out, and I was like, oh, they're making a movie out of this. And that was maybe like I don't know 6, 7 months before the film actually came out. So I decided to kind of give the show a go when it was on Kids WB. Waking up. Those were the days waking up in the morning to watch shows, or on weekdays, Kids WB would be after school, and they would Pokemon was always on. Like I mean, not like they would. I think it was like 1 or 2 episodes per day or something, and pretty much like from the first episode onwards. I think forget where I first started off at, where I first started it at, but it was definitely sometime into the Indigo League arc or season of the show, and I was thinking to myself, hey, this is actually pretty good. And I ended up buying like VHS tapes of like past episodes. Yeah, remember that VHS? and and just starting from the beginning, and I just then from then on I was just like just watching the show, and I had a really good time. And so I was there opening night for the movie. I went on a school night because it opened on a Wednesday for whatever reason. It was a pretty good theatrical experience, being a crowded theater full of kids and parents who were probably wishing that they were anywhere else.
Yeah, and people say that those same parents are regretting their decision by giving them tickets to Illumination films to this very day.
And it was a pretty good theatrical experience because I mean reviews were like, oh, this movie's like terrible, but who listens to reviews when it comes to Pokemon movies, right? We were I remember reviews at the time were saying like, oh, this movie was like really dark, why is it so dark for children? And I was like, who cares, it's Pokemon. And it turned out that the critics were right on one thing, was that the movie was super dark. And but it was a really good theater experience. And I kept watching the show. I think I was like, it was around let's see, like after that was the Pokemon the movie 2000, which was amazing. Still my all time favorite of the movies. Uh, I think it was around movie 3 and 4. Or they started kind of like dipping away from Pokemon. Usually not because of the show's like quality or anything like that, but just because they started paying attention more to other things.
Wait, when was
What
this?
like around the fourth movie?
Oh, Pokemon Forever. That would be around
Yeah, Pokemon.
2002.
Yeah, and so I became like less and less aware what's going on in the show. Like sometimes I would tune in every once in a while when it started showing up on Cartoon Network. I think that was during the May portion of the show. Uh, and then I was like, oh, this is fine, and so then, but nothing that really wanted me to kind of sit down and to keep watching it. But I did. But I did. But then later on, I did manage to catch Pokemon Heroes on TV. Uh, because I didn't, I wasn't a big fan of Pokemon Forever when I saw it. Uh, but so I wasn't interested in seeing Pokemon Heroes when it came out in theaters, and like no one else did because that movie was released in like two theaters and made zero money.
Yeah.
And,
Believe it
and
me, we're
so
gonna rectify your lack of seeing the movies this July. No doubt about
yeah,
that.
definitely. But Pokemon Heroes ended up showing up on Cartoon Network one day, and I had I was like I have nothing to do, might as well check out what to see what I missed, and that was that was actually one of the better movies. I was like oh like even from minute one I was like oh this movie's kind of kick ass. Like so I would definitely rank that as like one of my second favorite like Pokemon movie. And luckily having that knowledge was paid off in the long run because these past 11 episodes of the final arc of the series kind of referenced it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. People were kind of thinking that the Latias that showed up was related to the Latias from Altamare, or the
Hmm.
town from Heroes.
Hmm.
And we were kind of correct. It was
Hmm.
the offspring of the Latios that died during the film.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it was technically connected, and we did get to see how Bianca and the Latias are doing. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah, that was nice.
All right.
Uh,
As
so
far
so yeah, so like yeah, pretty much like probably short like during the when Ash kind of changed up his companions from Misty and Brock and Tracy, and it went to May and Max.
May, Max, and Brock came back.
Yeah, and Brock came back. I think that's when I started kind of dipping out of the franchise a little bit, and
Yeah,
I just
we'll go into my thoughts on Advanced in a minute, but
yeah,
I want to
but
circle.
yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to complete. But I did still continue playing the games every once in a while. Definitely did played X and Y or just Y, and then Pokemon Crystal and then Pokemon like Shield, and then finally Pokemon Scarlet.
I'll break down what my favorite game of each generation is as we go through it.
Hmm.
I guess Yellow, just for the sake of Pikachu being your partner Pokemon, but
Yeah.
even then, it is statistically possible that Yellow is the worst version of the games.
Hmm.
Uh, um,
I did really like Yellow though.
yeah, yeah, but if you want to play that kind of thing, just play Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee on the
Yeah.
Switch. That's basically Yellow done right, and plus you can
Oh,
play co-op for most of it.
nice. I mean, I did consider getting a Let's Go Eevee, um,
I have Pikachu, so
for a
that would be
bit.
pretty convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna circle back quickly to my thoughts on the Indigo League season,
Yeah. Go ahead.
and I guess Orange Islands as well.
Mm.
I did not grow up with it, even though I'm technically a year older than the anime and Pokemon as a whole. I was
Hmm.
95, everything else was 96.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I didn't get introduced to Pokemon until I think it was 2005 when Battle Frontier was just about to premiere.
Okay.
So I used my very primitive and handed down computer that was 4x3 and all that to watch some episodes from the past 8 seasons when I
Hmm.
well that was a little later on when Diamond and Pearl was making its rounds, and then I went back. I just caught reruns on Kids WB and Cartoon Network about other episodes of Pokemon.
Hmm.
I distinctly remember watching Pasta La Vista, the last Advanced Battle episode, before they changed the cast in the 10th anniversary special.
Hmm. Oh, is that when Veronica Taylor no longer voiced Ash?
Yeah, they changed it. Sarah Nakatomi voiced Ash, starting with that. And that special was a really bad learning curve for them. I feel so bad for all the voice actors that had to come in and change.
Mm.
Like they were frying pan into the fire. It's like if they had to do the same thing, but for Mewtwo Returns, the sequel special in Johto. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Hmm.
My favorite episode, aside from the not as good quality animation, would be the Misty Mermaid. Like I'd say about 20 episodes before Indigo League wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Misty's sisters convince her and to participate in this play to drum up attention to the Cerulean City Gym.
Mm-hmm.
And the costume. Uh, Sorry, what do we usually say about things like this?
We go big fan, big
Big
fan.
fan of costumes. Yeah, big fan. Yeah. I mean, it's really easy to look it up. Just look up a Misty mermaid outfit, and you'll definitely see it. And had I been the ripe old age of 10 or 11 when I originally saw that, definitely would have made me a big fan of her immediately. But
Mm.
retroactively, I think Misty's pretty great. Brock
Yeah.
as well.
Mm. Yeah, when I was a kid, I could admit it, I had a little bit of the crush on Misty.
Yeah, we'll get to who I actually ended up having a crush on 3 generations
Yeah.
later. We'll get to that.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
all right. Yeah, and do you have any distinct thoughts on Gen 2 while I go into that?
Um, Not completely. I mean, when was Gen 2 in the anime?
Um, Let me think. 99 to 2002.
Okay, okay, yeah. Gen 2 was when at least in the anime, that's kind of when Tracy showed up and they did the Orange Island adventures, right?
Yeah, but yeah, and then Brock, Brock came back, and then they all Ash, Misty, and Brock went to Johto,
Yeah.
going
Yeah, like
go west, young traders.
yeah, and Pokemon the movie 2000 was pretty much the Gen 2 movie.
Well, no, they had like 3 Gen 2 movies.
Yeah. I mean, like I figured it was like what the starting Gen 2 movie.
It was the Orange Islands movie,
Yeah, yeah, the Orange
Pokemon,
Island
and
movie.
it was a sneak peek of Lugia and Slowking.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Gen 2 for what it was. I mean, I didn't like. I think one of my fonder memories of Gen 2 was was when they started selling. Oh, and there's this one store I used to go to. Actually, I think it was Suncoast. It's out of business now, but they were selling um, Japanese import cards of the starters for Gen 2.
Was that where Pika Blue came in?
Probably. But yeah, so it was just it was like it was Cyndaquil, and then what Totodile?
Jesus Christ! Look at this psych list.
Oh my god, it's just a bunch of unknowns. It was
A
like
B
Cynd-
C D E F G. uh,
so so yeah, so it was like Cyndaquil, Totodile, and what was the leaf one?
Chikorita.
Chikorita.
It's
And yeah,
my
it's like
it's
so.
I'd say it's my favorite of the starters, mostly because of Ash's Chikorita.
Mm, like but yeah, they're selling imports of those starters, those like Japanese cards, and I still have them. Uh, like still in their packaging. Which because I was like, oh look, Gen 2, oh my god, new Pokemon. It's no longer 151 Pokemon. It's
Oh, look at that! Only one, Mischievous. That's only one.
only one dragon. Yeah. So there's that, and then the games were good, and then it's just I didn't really have as many fond memories of Gen 2 as I do of Gen 1 because as you could see, this was like kind of starting the descent in interest. But overall, like I never had any bad memories of Generation 2.
Yeah, I'll go into Gen 2 in a second. Just trying to decide. This is tricky. Oh boy. I mean, who could say no to that fabulous hair?
Fabulous.
And I'll go with because Ho-Oh was the very first, was one of the first Pokemon that Ash encountered,
Mm-hmm.
and the Pokedex could not identify what it was.
Who's that Pokemon? I have no idea. Leave me alone.
Alright, favorite of Gen 2. I'm gonna go with Umbreon.
Mm.
My experience with Generation 2, I pretty much barely watched the anime except for like one or two, well, like I'd say 5 episodes, but kind of just spattered in between. I remember Casey from the Double Trouble Header, episode 2
Mm-hmm.
of Johto Journeys. She's
Mm-hmm.
great. I wish she showed up more.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Hocus Pokemon where Ash fucking turns into a Pikachu. Yeah, hold on. It literally, where is it? It literally looks like that. Yeah. But yeah, like, and I can't believe they didn't do like a whole mini arc about it. Like that would have been amazing. Just to like go into like the logistics of a talking Pokemon that actually is a trainer transformed into a Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been amazing, but they didn't do that. It's dumb that they didn't go into it. Like, okay. As far as Gen 2 games, I guess Crystal would be the best bet, but
Yeah.
for both 1 and 2, I recommend just playing their remakes.
Mm.
Fire Red and Leaf Green for Gen 1, and also the Let's Go games, and then Heart Gold and Soul Silver for the Gen 2 games, because straight up their remakes are better. They're just better than their originals by a mile.
So Heart Gold and Soul Silver was a remake of what?
Gold and Silver.
Oh, well, of course. Derp.
And you haven't been around here a while, have you?
Yeah. We haven't been here a while, have you?
Alright. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna carry this for Gens 2 through this for a bit.
Mm.
The Gen 3 anime, I'm currently going through it for my video series, and I'm having a good time so far.
Mm-hmm.
But I will definitely say that there is a bit of like the quality is sort of just plateaued for the most part.
Like it knows what it is at this point and isn't trying to change things up.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, that's not a bad thing.
No, of
I
course
mean,
not.
I'm glad that it's not taking bad risks. And like, there's only been like only one really episode that I wouldn't recommend to anybody.
Mm.
It's like the Volbeat Illumise episode, and if you know, you know. Uh, but aside from that, oh, these are you. Uh,
You.
I don't fucking know. Like I like and uh, like May is great. I prefer Dawn, but we'll get to her in a minute. Max is one of them. Oh my god! Look, the Shadow Lugia from XD Gale of Darkness. That is awesome. That is amazing. All right. So there. Yeah.
He's everywhere.
All right. Well. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. We all know. If you know, you know.
All right. Let me think. Uh, Max is one of the most nope, not nobody really likes Max. I disagree. I think Max is a great foil to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's essentially a friendly ally version of Paul, who just like he goes by statistics, and he's like a combination of Ash and Paul, sort of, where
Mm-hmm.
he's as curious about Pokemon as Ash is, but also very knowledgeable and statistics based, like Paul is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was definitely a nice addition. All right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, Oh, this one's tricky. I don't know. Uh, Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, no, that one's easy. Oh, this one's really hard. All these Pokemon are good. Uh, uh, mm. This is tricky. Tricky,
Mhm.
tricky, tricky. Oh. Uh, huh. Yeah, actually, okay. Better idea. There we go. And then, okay. Um, Sorry, I'm just, this is more difficult than I expected. Okay, oh, yeah. As far as when I got into Pokemon, as far as the anime, well, generally speaking, it was right after Advanced Battle ended, or at least around when it ended, and
Mhm.
my friend in fourth and fifth grade, uh, Kevin, I won't give last name for privacy reasons, but yeah, his name was Kevin,
That's
and
Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel now.
Kevin Feige. No, no. Oh, if he was, then he would have called me. I'm sure. Yeah, but so he introduced me to like I liked playing on a Game Boy Advance and a GameCube before like I was already big into games back then, but he
Mhm.
pretty much introduced me to both Pokemon and Sonic.
Mhm.
And we traded games. I gave him Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog, and he gave me Pokemon. What was it? No, was it? It was SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom and Luigi's Mansion.
Mhm.
I will admit, he did not get the better deal. Yeah, in hindsight, I got the better deal on that. I'm sorry if you're listening. I'm sorry that I did honest to God, did not realize at the time that Shadow was that bad. Anyway,
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
yeah, so
I'm
he
sorry.
introduced me to Pokemon, and I got in to the games, starting with Emerald with
Uh-huh.
Rayquaza.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so I, yeah, so, hmm. So what ended up happening was that do, okay, um, this one's really tricky. Jeez. Oh, can you tell the difference? No, of course you can't.
No, of course I can.
Of course you cannot. Yeah.
This one also seems very tough.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I pretty much watched at the tail end of Advanced Battle and the 10th anniversary special, Mastermind and Mirage Pokemon, and Battle Frontier.
Mhm.
The voices changing did not seem as jarring to me when I was a kid,
Mhm.
but it's very jarring in hindsight.
Yeah.
And I am looking forward to Battle Frontier because the change dub aside, it's probably one of the best seasons of the show
Okay.
because it's how Ash became as good as he was into Diamond and Pearl. Like it definitely
Mhm.
shows where it goes from very naive child, naiver person that he was at the end
Uh-huh.
of Hoenn, all the way up to
Mhm.
his more expert self in Sinnoh.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, and not to mention the Battle Frontier brains were definitely entertaining in their own ways. Some more
Mhm.
than others.
Mhm.
And Brandon, the Final Frontier brain, is definitely memorable. Um, and I could definitely point out a couple of episodes that I really like from Battle Frontier. And I like what I said about Gens 1 and 2. If you want to play the games, play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire because there's a lot of legendaries that you can catch. There's Mega Evolution, the best gimmick the franchise has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
It's just absolutely fantastic of two games. And favorite. Ta-da!
Well, it'd be nice if the Nintendo like Switch Online will port some Pokemon games over there.
I thought they would have at least teased that during Pokemon Day this year, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned that they're not going to do the same thing that they did before, which, I don't know. Maybe they'll announce it during their June digital event. Now that E3 is out,
Yeah. Yeah, no one wanted that for E3.
I never even got to go at all. You at
Yeah,
least you could have. It was in California.
yeah. At least I could have, and I'd sometimes pass by it whenever it was going on, but yeah, never
Yeah.
actually went.
All right, and now we move on to Gen 4. Oh, this one's gonna be tricky. So this is I was consciously aware of Pokemon, and I watched every week on Saturday mornings
Mhm.
through Battle Frontier and through the entirety of Diamond and Pearl's run, all 150 plus episodes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I did a look back on every episode reviewed this past year to celebrate 15 years of Diamond and Pearl.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's my favorite Pokemon era, like just a saga of the anime ever.
Mhm.
Like I know they categorize it by Diamond and Pearl the series, Black and White the series, but that's
Right.
a
Right.
bit ingenuous because Pokemon is a series in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I consider them all different sagas, and Diamond and Pearl's the
Mhm.
best one in my opinion.
Mhm.
Well, it's it's my favorite. That's more accurate to say.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it all starts with a coordinator named Dawn. She was my very first crush of anything,
Mhm.
and she's my favorite. She one of my favorite characters in all of media.
Mm. Like the minute she showed up, you're just like, big fan, big fan.
Yeah. Shit. I want to put Lopunny on here too, but she doesn't. But the there we go. Okay. Yeah, and as you can see, oh my God, look at there's only 6 fire types. I mean, it isn't. It isn't an area with Coronet Mount Coronet with yeah with a very tall mountain. So yeah, Brock came back. It was very nice to see him again.
Mhm.
Uh, and it introduced Paul, Ash's greatest rival,
Mhm.
and like it's hard to describe like just how great the show is. Like Advanced Generation is more like plateauedly good. Like it is good more consistently than Diamond and Pearl is, but the highs are way more make the lows look like nothing by comparison, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
Like the highs and lows are more extreme, but the low lows are not as extreme as you would think with me saying that.
Mhm.
Oh jeez. There we go. Yeah. Not your Pichu with ukulele.
Pichu with ukulele, the most feared version of Peach. Everybody run!
Yeah. What am I going on about? Uh, okay, if you want my full thoughts on it, like, you can go towards the thing, but I really should go into at least like a small handful of things that didn't really elaborate aside from just putting up slides. Arriving in Style from season 11 is my favorite episode. Mostly because of Dawn and her the hard home dress she came up with. Big fan, yeah, and all that.
My catchphrase.
Yeah, not to mention, like, it was, I believe, a really good thing that she needed because she had lost, what is it, 2 contest battles in a row. Or was that later on? I don't remember. Like, I. Like, she had lost a contest battle before the Wallace Cup, which was right before this. And so, like, having her get another victory was very nice to see. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I love the episode so much. That and its humor is top point, showing that James, if he applies himself, can do a lot of good. But Jesse just fucking messes it up like usual. All right. Yep. There we are. What am I going off on saying? No, I don't feel good about that one. How about not you? I'm just trying to. Is it Mime Junior or one of these three? I don't know. You. Okay. Right. I'm just okay. Dawn and her Baniri. I know Piplup is her first Pokemon ever, but her Baniri and her Baniri's relationship with Ash's Pikachu was absolutely adorable.
Actually, sounds pretty cute.
Yeah. Makes me kind of feel bad that I wrote a fanfic all about essentially ruining that relationship just to.
I was going through a phase, okay?
I might go back and finish that story at some point. Yeah, but it was not really out of malice. It was just like it would be more convenient if Dawn's Baneri fell in love with my OC's Pikachu. More so out of convenience, but.
No, Baneri, don't be with that Pikachu. Be with my Pikachu.
That is what it is, isn't it? And just goes to show that even though I despise like the new guy, the new person coming in and just stealing it away from the friend, I'm a fucking hypocrite apparently.
Aren't we all?
All right, let's go in. Oh, jeez. No, I don't know. That goes to show I like Giratina twice as much as you fuck. Anyway, yeah, okay. Speaking of the Wallace Cup that I mentioned a little bit ago, that is probably one of my favorite competition arcs in the show. Because May comes back in her, I think it's her Emerald getup. I'm not entirely sure. I think both Brendan and May get different looks in those games, and I'm just like, it's not a great look, I will say. Like the, yeah, and no, I'm not gonna say it. Like if you compare May from AG and her appearance in Diamond and Pearl, you'll get it. You'll get it.
Mhm.
And it's like I know maybe the designers were having a bit of a field day back then, but you didn't have to nerf it that bad. I mean, come on.
You
Anyway,
got to.
anyway, what was I saying? Man, I'm just my train of thought just keeps derailing every second. I swear. The both the Grand Festival and the Cine League. Reflecting on both of them, they were absolutely fantastic. I before I did my reviewed series on Diamond and Pearl, I fucking despised Zoe for stealing Dawn's victory away from her. But I'm still mad, but I do respect Zoe now. If that makes any sense.
I respect you. God damn it, do I hate you?
Yeah, I can definitely respect Zoe now, and Dawn pretty much got further than Ash did in until X and Y actually, because she made it to the because she made it to the finals and got second place. Yeah. Anyway, and I am glad that Brock was essentially able to find a new dream of becoming a Pokemon doctor when his Happiny evolved into a Chansey. And he was like, yeah, I could be a doctor. And I can get closer with Officer Joy and Nurse Jenny! wait, scratch that, reverse it.
Yeah, reverse it a little bit. Reverse the professions.
I can't believe I made that mistake too. Somebody else, I was watching like one of Marichu's videos when they mentioned Pokemon. Someone made the exact same fucking mix-up. I am out of it today.
I like that there's a, because I was trying to see what you're talking about with like May outfits. It's like and there's YouTube videos about top 6 beautiful outfits of May. I was like, hey, did you make this?
No, I would have made a top 6 beautiful outfits of Dawn. Alright, favorite of this gen. Giratina is close, so is Lopunny. Yeah, mostly I couldn't fit, but I'm gonna go with Lucario. Yeah. And then we get to a part of the... before we do that, I'm gonna make it perfectly clear. I understand why people think that Platinum is better than Diamond and Pearl. In a lot of ways, it's just not. If you go back and play it, the health bar still is pretty fucking slow, and the battles are quite fucking long as a result. And as someone who literally played Platinum essentially right before Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out, I can tell you for a fucking fact, definitely play Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl instead. The Platinum outfits are the offer for the Platinum outfits aren't there anymore, but that's okay. But still, it's nuts just how many people think that it's so much worse. Okay, let me break it down for a second. Most, if not all, Pokemon can follow you, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which was great. What the fuck else was it? I think TMs were permanent, like how they are in Gen 5. I think they were. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they are. HMs are now an app on your Pokédex, which means you don't have to rely on teaching it to any one of your Pokemon, saving you a slot on your team. Like I said, battles are faster, HP drains faster, EXP is gained faster. Yeah, and they just sped up everything about it, and that makes like stuff like Victory Roads so much faster. Yeah, so if you if you're having second thoughts about whether you should play Platinum or Brilliant Diamond first, look up some gameplay and see if it's as much of an improvement as I'm making it out to be, and make your decision from that, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, highly recommend the remakes, and also Legends Arceus, which we will probably get to around. Yeah, there. Yeah, we'll get to Legends Arceus proper there. All right, Gen 5, the anime that people say is the worst of the franchise. I don't agree, but we'll get to that soon.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, this introduced Silent and Iris, and I really like both of them.
Mm-hmm. Was this the black and white era?
Yeah, this is the black and white era.
Okay.
Actually, before I keep going, I'm gonna go get some water. 71 degrees. That explains a lot. It's a bit stuffy in here.
65 where I am.
There was like a fucking tornado warning around here. Well, like some kind of storm warning last night, and the power did go out for a bit, but the backup generator kicked in. I will say that is a one benefit for HOAs. They have backup generators a lot of the time.
Oh, that's nice.
And it will definitely impact my decision of where I'm living next. Anyway, people did not like Silent and Iris. They thought Iris was a ripoff of Misty, and Silent was a ripoff of Brock. I can kind of understand where that inclination would come in from, but I just disagree. I think, hold on, yeah. Okay. I think that that Iris, yeah, and like people did not like Iris saying that Ash was a little kid and how it was essentially like a soft reboot of the franchise. Look, I get it. I understand the complaints, but like it was more enjoyable than you guys give it credit for, and assuming that and honestly after X and Y that I'll be going back to later this year, I'm probably going to go back to Black and White and show just exactly how much better it is than people think it is. Hold on. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just like, ugh. This lineup does not give much to work with. I will say that. It's like bad Pokemon design, or bad Pokemon design. Not really giving me much to work with, are you?
Pick the least bad.
That's the plan. There. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh god, this one's really difficult because I'd say the one type that has, well, okay, aside from this one, most of these are really good. I think. There we go. And then, oh wait, no, take it back. Boop. Yeah. Yeah, and when I put Zorua here, I mean both Zorua and Zoroark, the whole Zorua line as a whole.
Mm.
Yeah, so just for clarity's sake. All right. Sorry, I'm talking about Pokemon at length is a bit tricky. Okay. But one complaint about Black and White I will definitely give people is that Trip is a shittier version of Paul. I completely agree. Also, that the Pokemon League was a disappointment because Cameron essentially, the most incompetent trainer in all of history, fucking beats Ash easily, and that was painful to witness.
Mm.
Yeah, both of those things I definitely agree with. But Iris, like she has a lot more. She's more interesting than people gave her credit for. Same for Silent. Silent and all of his, I guess you could call them gimmick obsessions. Like he's obsessed with trains, cooking, movies, detective, like all that shit. I love it, all of it. It's all of it is amazing. Um, and like most of the rivals, Georgia for Iris, Burgundy for Silent, are both quite entertaining. Cameron, oh wait, no, I'm trying to remember. There's the Luke. Luke, there we go. Luke has a Zorua, and they both make movies because Zorua can use its illusion ability to transform. And like that is awesome. Like both of his episodes are great, and every time we see Luke's Zorua is great as well. That's part of the reason why I like it. Also, part of the reason why I like Zorua is just like its design is adorable and its gimmick is great. Just like being like, "Oh, I'm a Pokemon that you're weak against." Oh no! Like that's awesome. Anyway, yeah, and the only other thing that I will give people is the Decalore Islands thing did go on for quite a bit too long. Like that was the stopgap between the Black and White Pokemon League and the yeah, it was the stopgap between the Pokemon League and the X and Y series starting, and it was like 20 episodes of going around islands like Orange Islands again. And they meet a character from X and Y who Ash goes with to go to Kalos. Yeah, and so Dawn does come back, which was definitely another reason why I think people are exaggerating.
Yeah,
because all the episodes with her were great. Yeah. I just think that people are blowing it out of proportion. In all honesty, it feels like that they're being a bit facetious.
And they hating on it just to hate, kind of a thing.
Sorta, yeah. Oh god, wow! All the choices in the world, huh? The a obvious ripoff of Chansey or literal Garbage Mountain. I'll actually give it to Garbage Mountain on this one because that is really dedicating it to the bit, and I will give them credit for that. Alright. Alright, and favorite of these will be Zorua. Alright. Yeah. Oh, and we definitely have quite a few left already here. Alright, how long have we been going? For like an hour and... Oh, not even an hour, like 50 minutes. Bit surprised. Anyway, moving on to Gen 6. Now this is where the anime got back on an upswing, and a major one at that. This is where Mega Evolutions became a thing. And, yeah, normal. Sure. Yeah. And this is where Mega Evolutions became a thing. And as you can see, they are integrated a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it to, yeah. Yeah, okay, thought so. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be really difficult to decide on these ones because this includes both the X and Y games and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Mega Evolutions, which is tricky as fuck. Anyway, yeah, the anime itself. Clement and Bonnie from Lumio City. Clement is the electric gym leader from Lumio City.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the cosplay Pikachu's. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's adorable. I'll go with Pikachu Libre. Anyway, yeah, and he and Bonnie, his little sister, join Ash on his journey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we meet Serena. Serena is the character that I wish Ash was married to.
Mm.
Like, I ship Serena and Ash immensely. I'm definitely still upset that they did not do anything with that in the finale, in any of the episodes. That was upsetting. I will not lie.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we could talk about that once this thing is done.
yeah, when we get to 8 or 9, yeah.
Yeah.
I am definitely upset that but that's only because Serena went through a really great character arc throughout the whole of X and Y. She started out not wanting to be in the family business of a Rhyhorn rider, which was a gimmick that happened in X and Y, and wanted to just she didn't really know what she wanted, but she definitely didn't want to do that. But then she found Ash again after he was on top of Lumio's tower trying to save a raged Garchomp. And so she made it her goal to meet back up with him and return the cloth thing that Ash let her borrow or gave it to her when she scraped her knee when they were kids, because they went to Professor Oak's summer camp when they were children.
Childhood friends.
Exactly. Which is another reason why I'm kind of upset that she and Misty never interacted, because that would have been interesting as all hell. Like
Battle.
It would have been reality TV, but for anime. Anyway, excuse me. Yeah, and while I don't like the new like after a event during one of her Pokemon showcases where she essentially lost in the first round due to a fashion faux pas, she cut her hair and changed her design a bit. I mean, I get why she did that, but if you know me at all, you know that I prefer long hair on girls than short hair, and it's just like, I completely understand why she did that. I just don't like it.
Right. I understand.
Yeah, but
I don't like it.
I do appreciate that they did have her wear a ribbon that Ash gave her before said showcase. And it's just like, yeah, that was definitely a good call. But like I mean, yeah, and the outfit she was wearing beforehand was the one that she normally wears because she's one of the protagonists in the game, and so that was her default outfit. And so it's also showing that like the customization of the outfits thing. I think that was in Sun and Moon. Oh wait, no, X and Y. I think. I don't know for sure. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Excuse me. Whew, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, sorry. My brain is just like running on empty right now. I'm so sorry for rambling.
Running on empty.
Yeah, so as I alluded to earlier, she starts doing Pokemon showcases with her Fennekin, a Pancham, and an Eevee,
Mm.
and it's great.
Mm.
Like I'm glad, and I'm really looking forward to revisiting this whole series when I get to X and Y later this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the good news is that it's only 3 seasons and not 4 like every other one. Well, actually, no. Black and White also only has 3, I think. No, it actually has 4. It also has the And Beyond thing, which is the Decalore Islands, and I'm like, fuck. But I'll complain about that later on. And after X and Y, I'm probably going to make when I watch the episodes for these things a lot more loosey goosey, because the advanced generation stuff is starting to give me a bit of Pokemon burnout.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's what you could call it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit much. Um, yeah, and Clement, and the gimmick with a Clementa Bonnie is that Bonnie would essentially go up to any woman that's like even remotely older than Clement, and just like, would you take care of my brother? And then Clement's mechanical arm on his backpack would like, Bonnie, I told you not to do that a million times.
Bunny, why?
Yeah, it's like the opposite of Prague. Oh, like my god. Yeah, and Clement always showed inventions because he's a tinkerer, and a few of them worked. Most of them didn't.
Mm.
And then Ash would be like, "Science is so amazing." Yeah. And of course, this is where we get the introduction of Ash Greninja, which would not
Mm.
be brought into the games until Sun and Moon, the generation afterwards. But that yeah, um, yeah. But like that was very interesting, and like all of Pokemon X, Y, and Z was fantastic. It was like they cranked up X and Y to 11.
Mm.
Yeah, and it was absolutely fantastic with more Mega Evolutions, the Pokemon League, Team Flare finally coming in, and just like everything culminating all at once. Bathroom. Be right back.
See, what he doesn't know is that I'm doing my own little ultimate favorite Pokemon pickup thing. Doing it all by my doing getting my own one with blackjack and hookers. No, uh, probably send it to him as he after he's done. It's it's a little bit different. So if you're noticing long stretches where I'm not saying anything, well, it's both because I'm not familiar with these generations. I think when we get to like 8 and 9, I'll probably talk more. I mean, more about the games than about the anime, but yeah. But so it's both that and I'm just doing my own little version of this list.
used to ride these babies for miles. Oh man, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that. Anyway, that's amazing. All right, Gen 6. Yeah, and as I was saying, like everything culminates in XYZ, and of course Serena kisses Ash, which was amazing.
It was amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. Still trying to figure. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. All right. Is this flying? Okay. Let me think. Tut tut tut. Tut tut. Looks like rain. Right. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So I'm still trying to process this a bit. Oh, this one's really difficult because I like a lot of these, but I haven't really used much of them.
Oh, yeah.
Christ. I'll just get rid of this. Here we go. Okay. Feels like there should be music. do 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 do. Okay. Yeah, I already put Septile, so that's out. Need to use you more. Same for you. Same for you. You. I want to put you up there, but. Oh, jeez. Christ. There. Okay. Yeah. None of you. I choose the other dragon. Alright, dark type. I choose Absol with wings. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, Bonnie had the Dene, and that's the Pokemon that she had with her. That Clement technically was holding on to for her. Oh, there we go, Sylveon. Why the hell did I forget about Sylveon? My God. Okay. And starter. Oh God. My favorite Mega Evolution of all time. That's gonna take forever.
I'll be here for hours.
If I had to choose, and I've already done Mega Lucario, then yeah. Oh man. Okay, this one's actually really easy. There we go. Then out of all these guys, okay. If I had to choose just one, it'd probably be. Yeah, I'm confident in that choice. Okay. All right, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then that was great. Like the Gen 6 anime is fantastic. I'd say the only thing that really bogs it down is like the normal friend group that you have in the games is also in the anime, and they're kind of not great. Shauna, I believe, is the only really good one. And then Tierno and I forget the Tristan and Tierno are not great either. But the other rivals that Ash and Serena get are great. Yeah, it's just like fantastic. Second place in my heart, right below Diamond and Pearl as far as anime series, saga, whatever. And then we got Sun and Moon. I fucking hate this anime series so much. Like, my God, I don't think I've ever hated. Okay, it it started out so well. Like the Sun and Moon anime was starting out pretty well. It was not what I was hoping or expecting it would be because it was more about school life with Ash and a handful of the trial captains: Mallow, Lana, Lily, Kiawe, and Sophocles.
Mm-hmm.
Kiawe and Sophocles are just shit. Absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, no. Sophocles is just pointless and doesn't need to be there. Kiawe is just also kind of pointless, and I don't know why he's there. But at the very least, he doesn't completely suck. Sophocles is just a waste of space in every conceivable way.
Yeah.
There's only one episode that I like that is based around him, and it's like an asteroid one that's barely about him. It's frustrating. But on the bright side, I can finally put Sinnoh Pikachu here. Hooray! Anyway, yeah. So it's just I don't like it. It doesn't start off completely garbage, but like the further it goes on, the more you realize, oh, is this it? Is this all this show is?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the part that's based on the games, and it's like, this isn't like the games, not really.
Mm.
And it's like, why is Lusamine not crazy, and why is she like a good mother in this instance? like what the fuck is going on? And then Ash just undermines everything that Lily is done because like, oh, Lily can't fight her mom. No. And then like Ash suddenly gets the Pikachunium Z and does like the big Pikachu Z move.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I'm just like, at the very least, the episode right after it where Kukui and I forget her name, his wife. They get married.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was great. And then they go throughout the islands and just meet more and more people, and then when they get to what is it? They get to I think it's the fourth island, and they meet the Kahuna on the island, and then they learn about this. Okay, and then there's this episode about Fog revealing, like bringing back dead people, like Dia de los Muertos, sorta.
Mm-hmm.
And Mallow is really affected by this because of something that she said to her mother before she died.
Mm-hmm.
And like that episode, like episode, it's not 133, it's like a few before that. Like that episode is the best one of Sun and Moon because it cuts through all the fucking bullshit and does not have a single ounce of comedy in its bone.
Oh. So like all the jokes just bomb?
No, there are no jokes to speak of, which is perfect.
No jokes to speak. Oh, okay.
It's not funny, and they're not treating it as a fucking joke.
Ah, that's good.
They're taking these characters more seriously in that one instance, and that is like, and then just like the whole thing. I recommend it so much. Like that is the one episode that I recommend people watch because it shows far more emotion. Like the thing about this, like I said before, it didn't start out garbage because there was a Litten. There was a wild Litten who was under the tutelage of a Stoutland, a very old Stoutland, at the beginning of the series, and Ash, and Ash essentially watched as this Stoutland pretty much passed away, and the Litten joined his team soon after that.
Mm-hmm.
And so this Torracat, now that it's evolved, meets up with the Stoutland again, who teaches it a new move, and it's like a very wholesome thing. And then Gladion and Lily, as the C plot of the episode, look around and see if they can find their father, who they presume is dead, but they can't find him, so that's only stands to reason that he's actually not dead, and that leads into a thing in Journeys, but I won't go in there now. But it's like, why didn't you have more like this? Like, this is what you're supposed to be, a character-driven emotional piece, and just treating it like a fucking summer vacation, you fucks. Now, it's been said many, many times that the reason why the Sun and Moon anime is like this is because of sorry, what was it called again? Yokai Watch, that was making the rounds around the same time, and I'm just like, you're really abandoning a formula that's tried, true, and tested for that shit? Yeah, I was honestly thoroughly upset that they fucking would do that.
Yeah, no one remembers Yokai Watch now.
Yeah, no one.
I mean, like people do, and whenever people do, it's like not too favorably. They're just like, oh yeah, that happened, I guess.
Yeah. It just makes me fucking sick. There we go. Yeah. And I'm just like, what was even the point then? Because, like, I mean, people still talk about it sometimes, but I'm just like, well, the reason people keep talking about it is because this is the one show where Ash actually won a Pokemon League, and he became a Lola's first champion, and that's how he got that's how he was able to get into the Masters 8 tournament at the end of Journeys. And there's an episode 133. I forget what the English title is called, but it's How's battle against Ash, Decidueye versus his Rowlet. And not even to go into the fact that it's like entirely just like, you have such a fucking disadvantage, my god. It's just like it was. Pokemon goes out on a fucking limb a lot. They pull a lot of bullshit out of their asses a lot. But this might be the most bullshitty thing I've ever seen. So what happens is, so what ends up happening is that they're fighting, and Rowlet is trying to pull off, what the fuck was it called? It was a move. It was a wing move. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Wasn't like wing attack, was it?
No. It was like it was Feather Dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was trying to pull off Feather Dance, and it attempted it, and then Decidueye wrecked it, and then it was face down on the battlefield, and then the judge called that Rowlet was unable to battle, and then Hal won, and then Hala, the Island Kahuna, the first island, goes, "No, that's wrong. Look again." And then they look, and then he's just asleep. Rowlet's fucking asleep. Now, I know it's been a long time, but refresh my memory. What happened in the Indigo League to cause Ash to lose?
His Charizard fell asleep.
Yeah. Well, more accurately, it took a nap after like laying around and just like, oh well, I can't be bothered to fight this weakling. Yeah, and then they distinctly said Charizard is unwilling to battle back then, which yeah makes sense. It sort of feels like this is kind of it's not the same thing, but it's definitely in that ballpark of he should not be allowed to stay in due to this. Like, I agree with the fucking ref. He should have been disqualified. Yeah, and the thing is that this Rowlet has done this fucking gimmick throughout the entirety of its stint on this in Sun and Moon. It either like it either what happens is that it's asleep, randomly fucking flies into things, and then falls asleep again.
My goodness.
This shit, they thought this shit was funny. They thought this garbage was funny. And that episode is my least favorite of all of Pokemon history. It is so bad. It is fucking tainted Sun and Moon as a series, as a saga. And that's why I can never forgive it, because I get suspension of disbelief that we're supposed to like have a ounce of like we can forgive things for not being realistic and everything, but this, it's not that it's unrealistic, it's that I can't look the other way with something like that. I just can't. It is something that just goes against every fiber of my being. It is so shit. It is why Rowlet is my least favorite starter. I will never forgive them for this.
No. Poor Rowlet. They did him dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes me wonder why they didn't just fucking evolve it. Why the hell did you not just evolve it? Why didn't you do the same thing that you did with Litten to Torracat to Incineroar? Speaking of which, there we go. It's just, it makes no fucking sense to me. Why would you fucking do this to me? Well, okay, maybe not to me specifically, but it feels like it's a personal attack at to a certain extent. But I know it's not. I know it's not. I get it. Yeah. It feels like, okay. It's not that it feels like it's a personal attack. It feels like it's an attack on my fucking sense of it's an attack on my intelligence. They think I will fucking buy this. I will not.
I refuse.
Let's see. Sheesh. Oh my god. Sure. Yeah, fairy. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh god, gimmick forms. Okay. It's alright. Okay, okay, God, I don't know. Oh, this is a difficult decision. I think, for the sake of getting a move on, I will go with this one. Same for the sake of this one. I think I will just choose you. Get in the fucking bag, Nebby.
I choose you.
Alright, and then there we go. Sinnoh Cat Pikachu is a favorite. Okay. Okay. Now after that, me just going off and okay. Well, before I leave it, I will say Mallow and Lana were great in the show. They did a lot of the characters. Well, they did a lot of the a lot of Alola itself just dirty in this, but that those two managed to get out of this shit pretty unscathed. Lily and Gladion and like that whole family did not deserve the treatment they got in that show. Like Lily, like just ugh. Like they did the whole adapting the game plot into the anime arc very poorly, and I do not recommend anything about it. Just nothing at all. Moving on to Gen 8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while now this is definitely an opposite feeling because like I didn't explain it before. Black 2, White 2, some of my favorites from the 2D era. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are the best things of Gen 6. 7, Sun and Moon, not Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Just OG Sun and Moon were the best of theirs. Now, while the games have been pretty consistent as far as being good so far, despite X and Y being a bit bland, this is where things sort of go downhill for the games instead of the anime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Sword and Shield games at all. Not really.
Yeah, like Sword and Shield was when I finally decided to start picking up the Pokemon games again.
That was a mistake. A fucking horrible, horrible mistake.
I mean, it was like for the most part it was fine. But then like I don't know, like I kind of started seeing like the cracks in it as the more I started playing it.
Mostly
And
the cracks relevated to the story. The
yeah,
story
like
was just really bad.
yeah, I was finding the story kind of uninteresting. I didn't really find much, like I don't know, joy in the exploration aspect of it. And like, I managed to get to like the final, like, or not the second to final boss where you fight the chairman Rose, I guess is his name.
Yeah.
It's like and so I beat that, but I never beat Leon because even though for some reason my Pokemon were pretty high level, for some reason that I like none of the counters I had were working against him. And so
Yeah.
oh, do I have to go grind now? And then once doing that, like I just started getting bored with it.
I can definitely understand that. It took me for like I actually beat Leon pretty easily, but after that, the post game was pretty hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me like I was trying to battle against Hop.
Hmm.
I will say How and Hop are shit rivals. They are just
Hmm.
garbage.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of them either.
All right. Ooh, a giant mouth. Welcome to a magical journey through my mouth, which we're going to in about 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. So, I will definitely. Oh, yeah. Like, and I didn't really comment on it that much, but like I said earlier, the Mega Evolutions are my favorite gimmick. Gigantamaxing. Z moves were all right, and then that way every Pokemon can have it. Dynamax and Gigantamax, not really.
Hmm.
And then terrestrialization in Scarlet and Violet is just okay. You've run out of ideas. Look at that.
Like, do you want this Pokemon or the version that's eating a Pikachu?
Yeah. Okay. Like Leon, worst champion. Well, no. That honor still goes to Diantha. She's still the worst champion. No. Uh. Yeah. Sword and Shield. like the reason why I chose Sword was barely because of the Pokemon choices, but mostly because of Bee, because she was one of the gym leaders along with Nessa, and I was just like, okay, these two seem nice. Oh,
Mm.
oh, sure, why not? And I'm just like,
Why not?
I was like, and like I didn't mention it earlier, but Mallow was my favorite character of Sun and Moon,
Mm.
and like Bee and Nessa, my favorite characters of Sword and Shield.
Mm.
I'm at the very least glad that B got a decent spotlight in well, a little bit of a spotlight in the Journeys anime, which was good.
Mm.
I need to finish the Journeys anime because I really only watched most of a bit of the end, the one where Ash became the world champion after 25 years.
After 25 years, it's been 25 years.
God, do we feel old?
Me more than you.
Yeah, probably. But then again, I'm the senpai of the Pokemon series
That is
by
true.
a little under a year.
Uh
So yeah, I'm feeling old because yeah, so, yeah, don't go thinking you're the only one that feels old here. Yeah.
huh.
Anyway, sorry, what was I saying? Right. Okay. Um, like okay, it's like the game has essentially the opposite problem of Scarlet and Violet, sort of.
Hmm.
At least as far as I'm aware right now, because I have not gotten far enough in Scarlet and Violet to really get to like what people love about it so much.
Hmm.
Well, as far as the story, I mean, but yeah,
Right.
like yeah, of course, except for uh, Nimona, you know,
Hmm.
everyone's favorite,
Everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite rival.
yeah.
See,
Okay.
it's only good when a girl does it.
Yeah, you see,
Follows you.
that's what they say in the courts to get them off your back.
Yeah. Like when it comes to stalking and wanting to battle you all the time, it's only fun when a girl does it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm not touching that one. All right. Anyway, sorry. Sorry. What am I? I'm going in circles again. For fuck's sake. Okay. How long we? Okay, good. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm hungry. It is almost dinner time. Fucking get through this.
Yeah, let's
This,
do this.
maybe we'll play like around air hockey after this. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, just eat some food. Just get some food in your
But
belly.
first you'll have to unlock your device.
Shut up. Shut up, phone. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, the story of Sword and Shield left a lot to be desired. Let's, I guess, leave it at that. But like a lot of the Pokemon were pretty nice. The ones that you see right here.
Mm,
Unfortunately, not enough of them for me to not dip into the Gigantamax forms. Unfortunately.
right.
Sure, giant Mothra Butterfree. Why not?
Hmm.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go for more of this shit. Why the hell not?
Hmm.
Oh god. Sure. Oh god, you're making me choose between all this crap. Sure, that one. Sure, why not go with a snail? Meow, meow, plankton. That. Oh man, when we get to like, oh god, that's next year, isn't it? So SpongeBob SquarePants movie turns 20 next year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Shit, man. Sure, why not? God, you're really not making things easy, are you? Oh my God. I mean, I've already chosen so many, haven't I? Yeah, it's just you. Okay. Well, not really, but let's go with sure, the Cinderace. Cinderace on a big flaming ball. All right. Legend. Oh, oh, you're gonna make me choose between shit, and more shit, huh? Okay, if I have to pick, riding horses, of course. Yeah, because that counts. Yeah, it's not like Curem, or it's not like Cosmog or anything like that. Like where it's like, oh, we're literally fusing them together. Like it's not like that. No, we're just riding the fucking thing. Just to get this over with, I'm gonna say this one from the latest movie. Why not? And then as far as favorite overall, I'm gonna say Wooloo.
Oh, that Wooloo.
Wooloo! Alright. Now, you probably have more experience in Scarlet and Violet than I do, so you take the lead on this one first.
All right, my thoughts on Scarlet and Violet.
Oh wait, no, actually, yeah, before you do that, let's Journeys. I watched a lot of it, but I kind of stopped after a certain point because a lot of things got in my way, like a bunch of different games, a bunch of different other anime series, movies, going places, going back to work. It's just like a lot of things distracted me.
Mm.
Holy shit. Excuse me. Yeah, there's just a lot of things just distracted me, and I will eventually go back. It'll probably be the last of the series that I do a review series on, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Pokemon ones anyway, but yeah. Uh, I'm glad that Ash was able to reunite with people, pretty much all of his companions at least once, except for May and Max.
Mm.
That was
Screw
mostly
those guys.
yeah. The reason why that was is because May's voice actress in Japan actually passed away.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so they didn't want to recast her, so they just had
Mm.
like a silent cameo in during the finale.
Mm.
Which I mean, I kind of understand, but at the same time, that's unfair to American viewers.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. And then the journey, and then we got the 11 episode finale series, and it was definitely a nice throwback for people who grew up with the original series, with just Ash, Pikachu, Brock, and Misty.
Yeah. I mean, for like a good chunk of it, I did really like that because as a Gen Oneer, like it felt very nostalgic, even though these were brand new episodes. It felt like they're all it felt like gangs back together doing going on like an adventure that felt a lot of the episodes felt like Gen 1 episodes, but with with the running plot line being the Latias following them around and whatnot.
Latias.
Yeah, yeah, I said Latias.
Oh, okay.
You're too tired.
Yeah, maybe I am.
um, and so yeah, I was really enjoying that. But then I think when it got to like the final episode, I kind of was feeling like there really isn't like a lot of finality to these last few
Yeah,
episodes.
no, not really.
And that's what like I was expecting. The last journey that Ash is gonna take, and it kind of opens up, but the show closes on more adventures, but that we're just never gonna see them. And I'm just like, oh, it's like he's running off. He takes the other path. Team Rocket's still following him, going after the Pikachu, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So so I was like enjoying it up until it got to that point. It felt very like they didn't want to actually conclude his journey, or like what kind of would have been like nice if I don't know if it ended on like him and the three and then Misty and Brock going home with him, and then all the other companions are there to be like, ah, you won, kind of a thing. You won the
Yeah.
championship, and they all have a party, and then they all take a photograph together, and then just end it right there, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that would have been a lot nicer, but
Ew.
they just yeah, but that's not what this was described as. I
Mm.
believe a staff member said basically this is just them a series about them just meandering and feeling this having those nostalgic memories, like having those feelings of being with the original trio and just doing that and then nothing really else.
Yeah.
I do spoilers for the final episode, but I do appreciate that they brought back Pidgeot, and now Pidgeot is now with him again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, if he couldn't get back Butterfree, at least he got Pidgeot.
Yeah. But Butterfly died in a fire or something.
Well, but actually, Butterfree did make a cameo in the final episode of the main series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels a bit off. I guess
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I didn't know that I wasn't aware that that was their intention, was to just have a nostalgic adventure and then just ending things off there. Like I thought it was gonna have an ending, and like it didn't. So, but who knows what this new iteration of Pokemon's gonna be like. I mean, I'm sure I'll definitely check it out. See if there's a time jump or just another protagonist doing her own thing.
I'm. Hmm. Apparently, it's a Paldean trainer going
Uh-huh.
to a boarding school in Kanto.
Okay.
At least that's what I got out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, as far as these are concerned, I haven't really met a lot of these Pokemon just yet, so I'm just going off of what I've seen and what I've heard.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
so I guess since we're a little bit through with the anime, I guess you want to hear my thoughts about
Yeah, go into
uh,
Scarlet and Violet while I
Colin Violet.
decide on these, I guess.
So yeah, this was even though I was a bit disappointed in Sword and Shield, I think Scarlet and Violet was like in the pre-release, it was actually looking really really good for me, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like this new region looks nice. Even though like people were complaining about the graphics, I'm like, ah, whatever, it's fine. I mean, people were complaining about the graphics for Legends Arceus, and I still think that game looks pretty good for what it is. So I was like, oh, maybe so I was like, I wasn't worried about graphics, but in terms of like the region and how the Pokemon looked, I thought looked good. And then, yeah, and I even like pre-ordered the Scarlet version uh, for uh, for a couple of reasons. Because because they had version specific professors, which was interesting. It's like one was Doctor Guy and one was Cave Woman, and I was like, okay, I'll pick the Cave Woman one. And then like I think maybe like it was like a week before the game came out, then the word about its technical issues came out, and then people were already kind of writing the game as like a failure, worst thing ever. And then like the reviews came out, and reviews were mostly positive. It was just that the thing that was holding it back was the technical issues. And I didn't, and I was like, okay, well that's fine. And then that's when all the compilation videos came out about all the glitches and the weird stuff that was going on in it. And I was like, oh no, this game might be unplayable, but I still got it because I was like, I'm still curious. And honestly, I spent like over 40, 50 hours with the game, and I had a really good time with it. And I think as some of you may have seen, it was actually one of my favorite games of last year. The I thought the battling was fun. I thought the story was more interesting, especially as it started heading towards its conclusion. but I did like how it was like three stories that combined into one at the end. I won't spoil anything for you, but that's kind of how it goes. Like it actively wants you to play all three storylines so they converge. And it's like and it almost felt like I was like playing like a Pokemon anime.
Maybe
Like
that's for the best then.
yeah, it gave me that feeling that like it's like, oh, I feel like I'm like a character in an anime in a Pokemon anime story, and that's like and then so that's what made me like interested to see it through the end. And yeah, it did have its graphical hiccups. It had its slowdown, had its weird thing where the farther a character is away from the camera, they become like stop motion animation, which I don't think they ever really solved that problem. Um, but that's like kind of like a problem with even like AAA PS5 games, or like the farther like like if a game is running 60 frames per second, but a character becomes like farther away from the camera, all of a sudden they become stop motion animation. It's almost exclusive to like games that are developed in Japan, something like that, or not of course not to say that Japanese games are developed poorly or anything like that. It's just an interesting uh, characteristic, I suppose, especially for games that have an anime aesthetic to them.
Hmm.
But overall, but yeah, Scarlet and Violet. I like the characters. Everyone likes Nomona, but I also like the other characters that they had in there, um, Penny, and I liked the guy that you have to help out as well. Where you had to catch or fight some those giant versions of things or legendaries or something. And then and I just I like the overall direction of the story, and it had a pretty decent post game as well. So yeah, overall I really enjoyed it,
All right.
and so I'm looking forward to the DLC expansion for it.
I'll have to go through the rest of it. I haven't gotten the DLC for Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet, so
Hmm. I mean, hopefully, even though they seem to advertise your character going away from the region, I still hope Nimona still follows you over there because I'll be really disappointed if she actually doesn't show up. Like, you thought you could leave without me? I want to battle.
yeah. All right. All right. So all right. So let's yeah. I've had fun so far, but I'll need to keep playing in order to decide. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's decide a favorite of each type. Bunnery for normal. Let's see. I think we'll do Litten for fire. Oshawott for water. Torterra for electric. Sinnoh-Cat Pikachu for electric. Lapras for ice. Lucario for fighting. Crobat for poison. Groudon, well, Primal Groudon for ground type. Staraptor for flying. Was that psychic? Mega Gardevoir for psychic. Let's see. Mega Heracross for bug. Is that rock? Guess I'll do right. Rock Ruff. What am I thinking? Giratina for ghost. Dragonite for dragon. Let's see. Zorua and Zoroark for dark. See, that's Tinkaton for steel. Gardevoir for Psychic. Favorite starter overall, I'm gonna say Oshawott.
Mm.
And favorite gimmick form would be... Oh, God. Mega Lopunny. And favorite legendary would be... Rayquaza. Mega Rayquaza, I think. I mean, I'd probably say Giratina, but I was like... was the... actually, yeah. You know what? There we go. Alright. Yep. And then, favorite overall. Sinnoh Pikachu. Alright, regional bird, Starly. Regional mammal would be, I would choose Wooloo if it was actually fucking here. But because it's not, I'll choose Lechonk. Bug, Caterpie, Pseudo-Legendary, Dragonite, Pikachu clone, Sinnoh Pikachu, Evolution. Oh god, this one's really tricky actually. They're all pretty good.
Mm.
I'll just say the original. Fossil. Sorry, which one's the Helix and which one's the... Whatever, this one. Regional variant. God. I will go with Ponyta. Gigantamax. I will choose Pikachu. Box Legendary, I will choose Giratina. Mythical. Okay, yeah, then I'll choose Shaman for Mythical. There we go. Snubbed it before, but not this time. Nihiligo for Ultra Beast. Paradox. I haven't really encountered any of these technically yet. I will go with... Sure. My favorite type, I would say, is probably Dragon. Yeah. Pokeball, Master Ball, Spinda, don't care. Vivian, I think I'll choose this one. And Alcremie is the giant cake. And then my team is Sinnoh Pikachu, Gardevoir, Zorua/Zoroark, Lapras, Lucario, and Torterra.
Sound good.
Huh. And that's that. With that said, I think I'll download this whole thing, and I might revisit this at some point. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Huh.
Oh, while you're doing that, I did my own.
You did your own.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just open this up. Yeah, Gen 1 doesn't really surprise me. Floofy.
Floofy V.
I find it hard to disagree with most of these. Look at that Shadow Lugia. I see. I'm not the only one that repeats things.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at 9. This would be interesting. Yeah, part of me does still regret not putting Lopunny in here.
Mm.
You know, I think I'll go back and I'll replace it in a second. At least have a Lopunny cut. Yeah. And your favorite overall is Tickaton?
Oh yeah, like I can't get enough of that one.
It's the Pokemon of Amy Rose.
Yeah, pretty much. Just fuse a button Pokemon with a gigantic hammer that smashes things. Like, what's not to like?
Fair enough. All right. There we go. And I made another
and
version of
then
that.
and she carried me through like a good chunk of the game once I got hold of her.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully having her carry me as well.
Mm.
All right. Gee, I wonder who your favorite legendary is. Could it be the one that has 5 different incarnations?
I don't know. Who knows?
Can't really disagree with these
Mm.
favorites of each gen.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, aside from me liking Zorua instead of
Mm.
Lilligant, it's
Mm.
more or less pretty similar.
Mm.
Oh, and your favorite Cap was OG Cap,
Yeah.
to the surprise of no one.
To the surprise of nobody.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this list.
Yeah.
Although I'm a bit sad that the Scarlet and Violet one, I'm just essentially just doing different version. Like I don't even know what the fuck the Paradox Pokemon really are. It's just
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. You'll get to them soon, or you'll get to them like towards the end game.
Yeah, and then I'll get it. Um, there was like one that looked like either Gardevoir or Gallade. Is it more
Mm-hmm.
close to Gardevoir or Gallade?
Probably Gallade.
Nah. Yeah, there was like a Robo Gardevoir, then I think people would have definitely brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, with that note, let's end this almost 2 hour recording. We'll be back with MLP, Pokemon, and plenty of other things hopefully this year.
Yeah.
But before that, it's time for the California trip in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
all right. All right. See you guys later. Bye.
Yeah.